All right, my name is Eguaroje, also known as Crusader, and I'm a tech professional. Get into tech. Okay, the thing is, it was much more easier for me. My dad is a police officer, and he fell in love with computers late 1990s. So I was opportune to have a dad that brought him a computer at home. I mean, those days of Mass Beacon where we'll have to chop log it, we'll drag him out of the table, like. But then I was just more interested in the gaming part of computer then. But suddenly, I mean, I was curious. Watching movies and the likes. I want to know how things are being done. Sometimes when I see American movies, police tracking people, I want to like. I mean, I'm very curious. And the moment we had the opportunity of internet, I mean, that was an easy thing for me because I've been on computer for so long. So, I mean, using cyber cafes, I had to start making inquiries online. And far before then, I've always been someone that I'm always curious about problems and solving them. So, it's computer make it easy for me and the internet, right? So, from there, I started looking for when I see problems as I research them online, how I can solve them. Gradually, I think I mean, those days, like I was more like the third person in the Okearo axis. Then I could have people coming from different sectors coming to police barracks asking for that there are some people call me computer fancy. Then I mean, I just bringing different problems to solve, and gradually, but all this while I was not really a career person. I've never been a career person in tech. And like I said, I've always been curious about solving problems. And gradually, we had those days when our forums were still very much in vogue. I mean, forums, you have the Niger Best Forum and the likes then. I mean, so I also started something like that. And gradually, I thought of, I mean, let's solve real problems. And I think what actually helped also in that journey was when Facebook blew out, Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, it was like the dream of every young child. Everybody wanted to do what he was doing. And because I was already in that space, so I also wanted to build something like that in Nigeria. I remember my first style that I was working on there was Niger Genesis Hangout. That is Great Nigerian Student Hangout. That was far back as 2009. That was just how the journey started, and from there we've been building solutions, solving problems, using tech. So all my life, I would say all my life since this approach, tech has always been my life. Tech has always been my life. Before then, before I actually launched my first startup, then like I said, don't even know what startup or tech. Then we're just in love with computer. So after my secondary school, my dad ensured that I went to have a diploma in computer studies. Then far back as then in those states we have a Workman at that early age. So I did their program, then desktop publishing and web design and the like. So I could remember something funny at my final year, my final month in that program. I never had a computer. I had to check from barracks to that place, and for my final program, my project on web design, I had no computer, and we were meant to like submit our work. So I did mine on Symbian phone. I remember then that the lecturer did not want to like take it, but the issue just said, I mean, let's even see what this guy did with his mobile phone. And fortunately enough, when they, I mean, test it on computer, it was the best in that season. So I've always been in that space. I've always been controlling that space right from, I mean, those days, like I said, those days in barracks to Workman Computer College, which now broadened my knowledge about the whole computer thing. But then, like I said, nobody knows. I didn't ever knew anything called tech or startup then. It was just we fall in love with computer, solving problems with the internet, and just doing a lot of stuff online and offline with computer. Yeah. My first innovation in tech world. Okay, I think that was around 2017, 2007, 8. Like I said, I've been working on I mean, what's it called? Forums, building forums, groups. I think the first solution I worked on there was Meet Group. It was like it was like a platform where people can meet and just converse, communicate, and just have fun, right? So, but then when Mark Zuckerberg broke out rather with Facebook, it was like a dream of every young man. I wanted to do the same thing in Nigeria, right? So I thought of something. I think I was just in class that day. Then I was still in computer studies class then, right? So I was just in class, and the idea just came like, let's have a platform that can connect Nigerian students together, and then they can also study, do all sort of stuff together. So And immediately I said that, the name just came to my head, GNS Hangout, that is Great Nigeria Student Hangout. And I came back home, my brother was in building that. I called him like, oh, bro, we'll have to jump on the project. I said, what project is that? You don't come again. I said, let's do something like this. Oh, fantastic. So immediately, and those days that we didn't really have what you call tech skillful guys. So we have to like build ourselves, do design ourselves, graphics ourselves, the website, everything. It was fantastic. We built that in that was 2009. That was when I built I would say my first innovation, GNS Hangout. And after then, we didn't really launch in public. We have friends in US that help us publicize it among Nigerian students in the US. Then far back, I think about 2012, we had a reason to say, okay, the world is growing. We shouldn't just do what Facebook is doing. Let's do beyond that. So let's broaden the whole thing. So we changed the name to My People. That is My People. So which whereby it's still a social network. Yeah, it's a social network whereby we want people to like connect with themselves in different groups. So you can connect with people in different groups, like your school group, your religious group, your tribe group. So all encompassing in a platform. And we built that from 2012 to 2016 before we have the actual mobile application. Then we already have, so by the time we're ready to launch, we have the involvement of what's it called, mobile app, because then the world was now moving from web app to like mobile applications. So we have like, oh, people are now going more mobile, so we have to like pause again, start looking for how we can also bring that to mobile app, native app. And 2016 finally we have the My People solution fully ready, launched to public, fantastic solution. And after launch, just 24 hours after launch, I look at it and I said, like, I mean, I'm not fulfilled. Like, I was fulfilled because I was able to do what people could not even believe could happen then. I mean, those states was far behind when it comes to those things. Even in Lagos, I think people are still growing up in in that space. So we have to put a pause again and say, okay, like, I want to like broaden this. I want to do something more different than just, doing a social network. I was just it. And the funny enough, like I said, then I didn't even know anything called startup or tech. So just this guy just trying to like do stuff. I remember 2014, I still saw the message today recently that I sent Zuckerberg on Facebook a message. I'm building something similar to what you are doing, but different from what you are doing. If you could fund us, I wrote a message to a couple of companies. I don't even know how to go about. There was no tech education then. It's just this guy just crossed about things, going online, doing self-research, video yourself, doing graphics and the likes. But that was just my foundation of everything that I'm still working on today. So my first innovation, I would say, Meet Group was not really launched publicly, but that GNS Hangout was my major first innovation, which later transformed to My People, which was a social network. It was the happiest day of my life, and we loved the product, was fantastic. And within just 24 hours, I had a debt of $9,000 on Google.